Welcome back, everyone, to an episode of Florida Man Weekly. We're a day late, but we don't forget about you. I'm Stubbs.
And I'm Corn.
And we are so glad you decided to join us. I decided to tell you, I think we were so cold yesterday that we had to get our minds right.
Man, we've been asking for this cold weather, and Mother Nature has delivered.
Very much so. Like, all right, you want the cold weather? I want to give you this cold weather.
They're going to give us all the code. Man, I was freezing my ass off in Stark for my son's football game.
Stark, that's in like the middle of nowhere. You went to Stark?
Oh man, and I wasn't in jail, so I mean,
that's like Meth County out there.
Oh man, you could see the needles on the field. Nice field though, but man,
needles everywhere.
Don't walk in no flip flops. Shit.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's just jump right into the first story tonight. This comes out from our home county, Volusia here.
Ooh, what a mugshot. Look at them powdery lips.
Not only is he mugging, I mean, he's mean mugging this mugshot.
Man, get that guy some chapstick.
Right, so let's hear what this gentleman here. He is 37-year-old Latravia, something like that, McGill.
The Ohio State. They're running back, or?
They're running back, right? Dewayne? No, it's McGill out of Daytona Beach, Florida.
Okay.
The Dirty D, if you will.
Oh, the Dirty D.
Right. If you haven't been to Daytona, you probably heard of Daytona. Think of it as like the world's most famous beach, or now their new slogan. It's something like where the fun is, or the fun.
Something I thought it was something about 5%ers.
5%. Yeah, it's the 5% underneath the 95. So that's all we have.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right,
pretty much.
It's the bottom of the barrel here. Anyways, if you have been to Daytona, and if you've been here for some period of time, by that I mean over 2 days, you know exactly how dirty it is here.
Oh man,
which is why we call it the Dirty D. And Mr. McGill here is pretty much the epitome of what Daytona is. So this gentleman here was on probation due to some burglary charges that caused over $1,000.
Your standard Volusia County citizen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, I don't know, like 95% burglary rate here. Everyone either been to jail, have seen the judge.
You're not a real resident of Volusia County if you haven't been robbed.
That's it, or been stopped by the police. So.
That's very true. I got stopped. Walking in a weighted vest at 4:00 in the morning.
I mean, what do you think it was, like a bulletproof vest or something?
Something, or I was playing Call of Duty or something.
Could they see you?
Well, I am kind of dark, and you know,
especially at night, 4 in the morning. There's no sun there.
I got a floating reflective vest on. It's 40 pounds. I'm not trying to rob anybody.
I'm not going to run anywhere with this. Right? Oh man. But yeah, so getting back to the story. McGill here, like I said, he was on probation, doing the right thing, checking in with his probation officer like he should. You know, good for him. But just somehow or another, you know, I guess once a thief, always a thief, what they say. He decided to go back to his probation officer.
Okay.
This time not to check in, though.
Oh.
Yeah, he decided instead to burglarize the probation office.
The balls on this guy.
I know.
Man.
I mean, talking about sticking it to the man, you know.
This, I feel like an achievement should be unlocked for this. Like, if this is the next stage of criminal.
I mean, that's taking it to a whole nother level, right? I'm on probation. I'm checking in with my probation officer. I'm seeing you. I mean, that's kind of ingenious, though, because you know when they're working, when they're not at working, so
True.
you get to stake out the place like really well, without anyone thinking anything about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be your normal criminal and do my due diligence by stalking you on Facebook and knowing when you're not home.
Typical, and put one of those Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh man.
So he busted into his probation's officer's office. The silent alarm went off. It's like 1:30 in the morning or something like that. The silent alarm went off, like I said. The police showed up. They saw that the door was broken into, so there's damage caused to the door. When they came in, there's actually a video online that was released by the Volusia County Sheriff's Office. They show him kind of running around inside. Somehow he found a bike that was around the probation's office somewhere.
I gotta get that bike.
So not only did he break in, but now he stole the bike to try to get away. As he was pedaling, typical Daytona bike, the chain falls off. Right? Oh. And then he decides to just go hands up, turns around, and he is back in jail now.
So do criminals not use masks anymore?
I mean, why? I mean, it's like overrated, I guess, now. Especially in Daytona. I mean, this guy has a rap sheet since 2001, so he's really well known. It's not going to matter if you have a mask on or not. I mean, it's his job now.
But I kind of feel like if I'm signing up to be a criminal and I take Crime 101 at Valencia, One of the
Not
first
Daytona State.
yeah, or Daytona State. One of my first things to do is to make sure I wear a mask.
I mean,
there's cameras everywhere.
Right.
When I'm stealing packages from Amazon, I have a mask on.
But he probably, I mean, like I said, he did have his probation's office, so he probably cased out the joint, saw if there was any cameras there. Maybe there was, maybe there wasn't. I mean, the video that was released was off of a body vest, so that's the only video that we saw.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, yeah, once you're on the body cam vest, that's a wrap.
It's done. Mask or no mask.
Yeah, it's live PD or nothing, man.
That's it. So he is currently in the Volusia County Jail without bail, living the life with the other Volusia County inmates that we have, which is about 80% of the population.
Man, that's some brazen ass shit.
Right?
Woo.
But I figured, hometown hero, if you will.
Hey, I'd vote for him.
Right?
I'd vote for him.
That's what we got. Start off.
All right. We're going to move on to our next story. We're going to call this one Yo Quiero Dinero.
Oh, a little Espanol talking.
That's right. I'm all kinds of Hispanic over here. All right. So Stubbs, how much do you like Taco Bell?
I love Taco Bell, especially like around 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's good for getting the bowels moving, I've found.
Yeah, well, so like I said, 1:30 in the morning is usually after I have, a couple drinks. So I don't need any help getting the bowels moving, especially after craft beer. It seems to help. So
do you have a favorite meal or favorite
so I used to like the grillers that they had not too long ago. I don't know if they still do or not. And then the chupas are pretty good too.
Oh man, anything on a chalupa shell is awesome. And I guess this criminal also thought so. This yet to be identified criminal. So police released this photo of this guy, no mask. Apparently he failed criminal 101 at Daytona State.
I mean, that's why he's I guess a criminal, right?
Yeah, true. Actually, not at Daytona State because this is out of Palm Beach County. Okay, he decided to go into a Taco Bell and go into their register, steal the money.
Oh, okay.
And then decided to reach for some tacos that were on the shelf.
I mean, when in Rome, right? So...
No, of course, but they're still looking to identify this guy, and they believe he's tied to some other burglaries.
Oh.
But besides not wearing a mask and having identifiable tattoos on this photo, why, if I'm a criminal, I want some fresh food. I don't want some old ass food in a Taco Bell overnight. Okay. Why are there tacos wrapped overnight at Taco Bell?
The real question.
I think that's the most important question.
Of course, my question is, how's the Taco Bell closed? Aren't they like 24 hours now?
Most are. This is really rare.
Steven's taking a back step.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is in the Twilight Zone somewhere. In another universe where Taco Bells aren't 24 hours. But
I know, jeez.
I almost didn't believe the story, but yeah, this wasn't a 24-hour Taco Bell. But for some reason, the real question is, why are there made tacos overnight, and why is this guy eating old tacos?
I mean, we don't know. we don't know who it is, so he may have been drunk. And when you're drunk, I mean, you kind of don't really care.
Well, when I still have standards when I'm drunk.
Can you say, have you been to a Taco Bell when you're drunk?
Yes.
Do you know for a fact that those tacos were fresh when you got them?
They're warm.
So you can pop them in the microwave. I
mean, yeah.
So we don't know if they've been sitting there all night.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, but they clearly couldn't have been in a microwave or some heat plate because that would be a fire hazard. So then you have some cold ass taco, and then it's on a tostada shell. Right. That's even worse. You might as well eat dog food.
At Taco Bell, we need answers like now. Tweet us at FLMan today, and
we need a supervisor to call in to explain themselves because this is ridiculous.
This is gonna be another change.org. No day old tacos.
Oh man, I don't want no day old taco. Man, if you're a criminal, I want the freshest food possible. That's why I'm stealing out of your cash register.
I know, man. So what's the latest and greatest? He's still on the run?
Actually, he's still on the run, and police are trying to identify him. But I'm pretty sure they're going to identify him very quickly, given that his all tattoos and his face are readily visible.
I mean, he might as well have been up on the billboard or something,
I mean, he should have just posted on Facebook or IG with a filter.
Right, filter. That's black and white or no
selfie right from the crime scene.
Oh my goodness. Well, like I said, if you get hungry, Taco Bell probably is not my first choice, but do what you got to do, I guess.
That's true. And all this thievery is kind of making me thirsty. What do you think?
I mean, Taco Bell does make me thirsty. So.
And stealing makes me thirsty. And for our weekly Florida beverage, this one is coming straight out of Daytona, straight out of the Volusia County, Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. The name of this beer is called Daytona Dirty Blonde.
Oh, of course it is. Anyone's been to Daytona knows.
Because I could Daytona Dirty Blonde, and there are a lot of dirty blondes here in Daytona. This is Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company, straight out of DeLand. If you haven't been, it's a beautiful town, by the way.
Yeah, DeLand is one of those.
Shout out to Half Wall. Yeah. Love that place. This was started by best friends Robbie and Andy. Their goal was to have a brewing company in the historic part of downtown DeLand. Their slogan is drink sensibly but get weird. And I honestly couldn't think of a better way to get weird than to find a dirty blonde. What do you think?
I mean, I've been with some dirty blondes. So it's definitely a way to be weird.
I kind of think I remember that. You want to dive into this one?
Let's do it, man. Cool. Kind of cool artwork on here.
Yeah, not too bad. Cheers.
Cheers to the old dirty blondes.
That's right. Cheers to dirty blondes. Okay.
So it's kind of light.
Very light.
So almost, I don't know what I would compare that to.
It's supposed to have hints of a hay and grains, about 4.5% ABV, but it's very light. I mean, you could pair it with kind of anything, kind of just a lounge around beer, but it's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, it's very almost unflavorful.
Yeah, it's a.
I'm trying to be okay, Persimmon Holland. Look, I know you guys are very well known,
and you have very good beers,
and you have very popular out there. This one's probably not my favorite. It is very light though, and if I was looking to just have a beer in my hand, yeah, maybe I'll pick this up. But I probably wouldn't be my go-to. However. But it is very easy to drink. So.
Yeah, very, very easy to drink, and not my favorite overall, but this definitely would have a place in my rotation.
Okay.
For more information about any of the beers that Persimmon Hollow has, you can check them out at persimmonhollowbrewing.com. What would you rate this one?
For me, I probably want to give it a 2. Just because it's not much flavor. I like beers with flavor. Yeah. They're not hoppy, and this is definitely not hoppy at all. But it's not much flavor at all.
Yeah, I'm going to give this one a Cat 1. And for those that are not familiar with our rating system, we use the Hurricane rating system, Cat 1 through 5.
That's right, all the crazies.
So I definitely give this one a Cat 1 myself.
All right, so once again, this is Daytona Dirty Blonde from Persimmon Hollow Brewing. You can visit them at persimmonhollowbrewing.com. All right, moving right along with our next story here.
Ooh, look at that mugshot.
A tasteless beer. We have a tasteless 19-year-old as well.
Oh, man.
So, another dirty blonde, if you will.
I feel yeah, the dirtiest of blondes. I feel like this is a meme.
You know what else is crazy? Not only is she a dirty blonde, but she's also out of DeLand.
Wow.
I think we found the spokesperson for Persimmon.
This is almost like the Holy Trinity right here.
I don't know how that happened, but it did. This is 19-year-old Isabel Lewis. And Isabel here is an avid gamer.
Ooh, okay. What
game? Do you play games?
Not really too much, but just over my mobile, a little bit of Fortnite,
okay, mobile?
A little bit of Counter-Strike.
All right, yeah, I'm not a big gamer. I stopped playing probably like around the beginning of my high school years. Yeah. I think Final Fantasy VII was the last game I actually played, way back in the day.
Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, it's really hard for me to play, given the kids and their activities and stuff like that. So
yeah, no, I get it. But I have a lot of friends that are gamers. Always like watching them. I've tried to play with some of them, and people just get mad at me whenever I try to jump in because all I do is run around in circles. That's all I know how to do, right? But one of our sister companies, Galactic Pop, talks about gaming, talks about comics and stuff. So I try to head over there at galacticpop.com.
Very nice website.
To try to find out a little bit more about what's happening in the gaming and comic world. But Isabel here is an avid gamer, and her console of choice is Xbox. Okay, so Isabel was on Xbox Live playing some games. Doesn't really say what game they were playing, but I guess some sort of argument started going over Xbox Live. So my brothers... they're avid gamers as well, and I know they have like these headsets, and you can talk, you can hear like people talking back and forth.
You're not just talking; you're talking all kinds of trash.
Oh, there's some heated arguments,
and and you're getting yelled at by a 9-year-old from the Ukraine because he's kicking your ass and sniping you in Fortnite, talking all kinds of shit. I mean, so I've heard.
So I've heard. Yeah, so I just usually sit back and laugh at some of the stuff that's being said, but things do get pretty heated, especially if you're on a team and you're taking your team down because you're not good. I might have been there once or twice. Or if you're just rocking out against the other team. So Isabel here, like I said, something happened. Doesn't really tell what sort of game they were playing, but they were on Xbox Live, her and some like 3 or 4 other people, when an argument did persist. And somehow or another, she decided to pick up and get in a car and drive.
Okay.
Where did she drive? You might say, well, apparently the people that she was talking to, I think she knew who they were.
Okay.
So she decided to drive by their house. And when these 2 people were in their house, they were playing, and they noticed that Isabel here was no longer on chat. So they decided just to go about their ways playing, and all of a sudden they heard like a loud crash and a bang. Okay. So they're like, what the hell, just happened? So they looked around, and they saw the window had been broken in, and there's glass on the ground. And they looked out the window and they saw the car go. Okay. So what happened was, this happened, I believe, the night before Halloween. And she was just arrested a few days ago.
Okay.
About all this. So what happened was Isabel had apparently, and she hasn't been charged yet. So this is allegedly, decided that this argument, which was over $40, I guess they had bet or something, and in delaying $40 is a lot.
That's at least a whole bunch of these.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the dirty blonde needed some dirty blondes. So it was over $40. She decided to grab a BB gun and go do a drive-by of these people's houses.
Oh.
Yep. So she was scooped up, got charged with firing a missile into a dwelling, and so she's being held now for shooting basically.
Now I hope that she was at least strafing and shooting like you do in Doom.
I mean, depending on what game she might have been, man. She might have been one hand on the wheel, the other hand out, sideways going out. Who knows?
Like Valve was wanted.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But anyways, she is not. She's not playing Xbox Live at the moment.
Man.
So whatever happens to her is happening.
Man, I can't what would $40 to do a BB gun drive by? I mean,
it must have been. She must really need that $40.
I can understand if it was $60, but $40. That's pretty.
$49.99 is pretty good special somewhere. Right?
That's pretty petty. That's pretty petty.
Right?
$60, I can understand, but
I know.
Come on, we're not animals here.
Right. The good thing was no one was hurt. It was just some damage to the window, but you can't be driving by and shooting into people's houses, even though it was only a BB gun. Just not cool.
This is just a warning to watch who you piss off online, because they're going to be coming for you.
And all those kids playing video games need to be checked. Make sure that they're not doing anything crazy.
That's true. Yeah, she's lucky it wasn't GTA 5 with the online bank heist and shit, man.
I'd hit with the car.
Oh man, you get executed over some shit like that. You ruin a bank, some points or some cash from a job, man.
It's ridiculous.
Take your life.
Yeah. So, like I said, if you have kids that play games, or if you're a gamer, now I don't believe games cause issues for people to.
No, for 99%.
All mental stuff. But just be careful. Don't take it too seriously. It's a video game. It is a video game.
And if you're gonna shoot at people, just shoot in the air and then just say you're coming for you. Someone was coming for you.
Oh man,
stand your ground.
Yeah, get her some My Pretty Pony or something, and let her calm down.
My Pretty Pony. That must be the Chinese version of My Little Pony.
Whatever it is.
The knockoff. My Pretty.
Only the best from China, right?
Oh man, My Pretty Pony.
You can't have copyright infringements.
That's true. That's true. Hashtag My Pretty Pony.
Oh, okay. Let's move right along. We're going to my favorite segment now, which is Florida Man versus the World. It's that Thomas show where Corin and I pick a story that happened outside of Florida that can compete with a Florida Man story.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go first. This story I have coming up is coming out of Maryland. I used to live in Maryland back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it gets really cold and miserable, but not as miserable hot that it gets here. So
Yeah, it's kind of almost slave hot here.
I mean, it gets pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, oh no, Maryland's nice. So, what we have coming up on the screen right now, if you're watching, if not, this is another 19-year-old. All these millennials.
What a mugshot!
All these millennials. Let me tell you.
And it is November, and that's a nice. That's a
something
nice
going
beard.
on. That's
but,
it's like Scrappy, right? From
anything's nicer than what I got. I'm 37.
Are you still growing?
This is all I get. This is all I'm good for.
Right. So what we have on the screen right now is 19-year-old Nathan Newell. He is out of Maryland, like I said, out of Bel Air, where he is a bank teller. Okay. So Nathan was, doing his day job, taking checks, making deposits, getting money out for people, when a longtime client at the Federal Union where he works decided to come in and make a rather large withdrawal. Okay, whatever. If someone wants their money, get their money. No big deal. Well, I guess Nathan here saw this withdrawal and saw an opportunity as the gentleman was like around 80 years old.
Oh, okay. That's right. Hey,
so
always target the elderly. Criminal 101. Daytona Beach.
Oh, man, I know.
DBCC.
Yeah. He's learning somewhere. It must be the online courses, out of Maryland.
I may or may not have taken Crime 101 at Daytona Beach CC.
So he was... he saw this withdrawal. The night came and gone. They closed up the bank, and he decided to go pay this 80-year-old or 78, however old he was, gentleman a visit at his place of dwelling.
Oh, man.
Well, when he knocked on the door, the old man opened, and immediately Nathan here started just assaulting the gentleman. Didn't even ask for the money. He just like, hey, you open the door, fist to the face type thing.
Man.
Right? So he starts assaulting him. Luckily, this 78-year-old gentleman or 80-year-old, however old he was, had another person who lived with him, a 57-year-old lady who decided to step in and kind of like break things up, try to do what she could, enough to where this guy Nathan here was ran upstairs to try to get away. As soon as he ran upstairs, the 57-year-old ran to the next door neighbor, decided to call the police. When the police showed up, Nathan had gotten away on foot. So they already started doing a search for him where he was originally apprehended. The gentleman, however, was injured. He was hospitalized for non-life-threatening injuries.
Thank God he's okay.
Right. So it did have some bruises near his eyes, obviously, and a broken leg. And the good thing was that he didn't have any of his money taken away. So we know our elderly work hard, and they have been for most of their lives, especially something like this old. They've been through a lot, through a couple recessions, hardworking people. And this douche of a millennial here, which I'm a millennial. I'm an upper millennial. You're an upper millennial. Yeah. These young Gen Zers / millennials right here. These cuffs guys.
Animals.
I know. I think everything should be given to him. He's in jail. We should be, and he should be there for as long as I'm breathing. So
is it safe to assume that the Florida cocktail's involved in here based on this mugshot?
I mean, we look at his eyes. It probably definitely is, or his so-called beard, if you will. I mean, that's definitely a meth beard. So.
And for those that aren't familiar with the Florida cocktail, that is a concoction of meth and oxycodone.
You can check that out.
And it seems to be involved in almost every Florida story.
Yeah, a good 90% of them. So that's mine. Like I said, a bank teller who decided to rob one of his clients that came in to try to get the money that was taken out, which is something definitely someone in Florida would do.
Man, they need to really take the whole Crime 101 at DBCC because these people keep getting caught for this stupid ass shit.
I know.
All right. My story is out of the UK, and we're going to call this one Gassy Baby.
Gassy Baby.
All right. So we have a sort of famous comedian named Paige Ginn. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about half-naked women, Stubbs?
I mean, it depends. Depends on where I'm at. If I'm at the beach, then it is what it is. If I am in the middle of a movie theater, unless it's a movie scene, probably not okay. If I'm at church, probably not okay.
Okay. What about at the bottom of your basement in a locker?
So probably not okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm just curious. You know, we like to learn about each other.
Exactly.
All right. So Paige decided to release a video on the internet of her on the ground with her bottom half naked.
Okay.
And she decides to concentrate for a little bit.
Okay, as one does, I guess, when they're half naked.
Yeah, so you're still with me, right?
Gotcha.
Half naked, she's concentrating. All right, so she decides to relieve herself by passing gas.
A little flatulence, if you will.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Women fart, men fart,
Yeah,
but
it's natural.
I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But she starts to fart, and then blue smoke comes out of her butthole.
What?
Just like that.
Yep, I would say that. It's definitely some blue smoke coming out.
After the blue smoke comes out, the video cuts to two women revealing that jumping up and down, that are excited that they're having a baby boy. Now,
okay.
I think this is hilarious. I think this is one of the best gender reveals
So this is
out
a gender
there.
reveal.
Yes.
I mean, they're getting kind of crazy, and everything's pretty much been done now. So of course, mostly women.
Now, so she's a semi-famous comedian.
Okay.
How do you feel? Do you think this is funny or too far?
Yeah, I think it's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, especially for a comedian. I mean, obviously comedians don't care, right?
Yeah.
So that's what makes good comedians. They don't care what people think. Comedy's not for everybody. You're only supposed to be funny to your audience who enjoys you, and I think this is hilarious.
Very, very true. Yeah, she's getting a lot of backlash online from all the left wing uppity. Oh man, offended by everything. Oh man, but
it's like a little smokestack.
It's like, God, this is so funny because in the beginning of the video, you're not really focused on that. You're looking at her, and then it's just like it just pans
I wonder.
down.
So I'm really curious how she was able to control the flatulence.
That's true. I think that Taco Bell might be involved here. I think
that's why that real guy was relevant.
See, we tied all these stories together.
Has to be tied in. I know.
Yeah, that tostada shell, man, is good for going in and coming out.
That's all about those gender reveals. Hashtag gender reveal Taco Bell. You heard it here first. It's your new marketing campaign.
Oh man. All right. So now we're gonna move on to our Florida Feel segment because Florida isn't always thievery and gamers committing attempted murder on people.
I know.
I'd like to introduce to you Jay Ham from Jupiter, Florida. He's 52 years old. And his what he's doing is he's biking across the United States with his two dogs, K-Poppy and Chibi Chew, which are great fucking names, by the way.
Great
Chibi
names.
Chew. That's a great name.
I know.
Basically, he wants to raise awareness for the benefits of pet therapy.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And I know when you think of pet therapy, you're like, man, these animals go through so much. They need
hard
therapy.
life. Yeah.
But it's actually for... I couldn't say that with a straight face. But it's actually for humans that are going through... for people that are going through things that are traumatic.
Okay.
Usually, studies show that when you... take on a pet as a dependent, it usually brings more value to your life.
I believe it.
Happiness-wise.
I believe it. You have a dog, don't you?
Yes, I have a...
happiness to your life?
Yes, he does.
Has
he
it?
does. Yes, he does.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, cleaning up after him and all that stuff. It's fine. The kids wanted him. It's totally fine. Happiest guy around. So Jay is going to be riding around the U.S. One of his best friends, Jay, is one of his other friends, who's actually also named Jay, is going to be following him in a trailer with supplies in case he needs it.
Okay.
But they're going to be riding around the U.S. and they're going to go to different areas to show how pets benefit people, and go to different areas where they feel that pets can be used. Cool. He's had these dogs for over 4 years, and he was actually a main fixture after the Parkland shootings.
Oh, okay. I get it.
And consoling the kids after that tragic
Absolutely.
event.
One of many that we've had, unfortunately. Yeah, pets are really good. I mean, service animals do really well. I have friends that have service animals because of different traumatic events. Not only vets, but also individuals who are sick, or have gone through some sort of depression. So pets are really good.
Yeah, it is really cool to have someone loyal to you just unconditionally.
That's right. Bite all those other people.
Yeah,
we don't like.
Yeah,
because people suck.
That's right. I want them to bite the guy trying to steal my taco. But once he returns to Florida, they plan on using that van that they're driving around in to go to help people in need around the Lake Okeechobee area.
Very nice.
So salute to you, Jay Ham, and pet therapy is real, and pet therapy is definitely needed around the United States.
That's a nice bike too, by the way. So
hey, that is a pretty sweet bike.
Yeah.
I may or may not going to steal that, but just
be a new part of my story. Yeah, that's awesome. Great story. Like I said, we all love pets, way more than people. And
people are jerks
as we've seen through our show tonight. All right, well, continuing on with our sort of thoughts and how we kind of want to bring awareness to men's health. It is November. As you see, my beard is kind of growing kind of nicely. I think you're growing.
One day I'll be a real boy.
One day, yeah, something up there. We're gonna go right along to what's next. So we've covered prostate cancer first week. We've covered mental health and suicide awareness. Now we're gonna go on to something we haven't covered yet, and that is stomach and gastric cancer.
Ooh,
and this is one of the worst cancers actually that are out there for a couple reasons, right? This is actually the number 2 leading cause of death in cancers, stomach cancer and gastric cancer. It also is developed over a long period of time. So usually by the time you have it, it's in the later stage. And so it's really hard to do anything about. Okay. There's about... I don't know, it's the 5th most common in the world, even though it's the 2nd most deadly, as I said. It is about 80% risk of hereditary cases, which means now if you have stomach cancer, you're probably going to have 1 or 2 other types of cancers as well. And it is passed down about a 1 to 3% hereditary gene from someone else that you've had. So it's very bad one, just because there isn't much that you can do until you've caught it. So there's trying to be a lot of awareness that comes out. There's a couple of foundations, such as we have on the screen right now, which is No Stomach for Cancer. You go to nostomachforcancer.org. They have a lot of information on there, including that there's only a 4% survival rate, 5-year survival rate at stage 4, which is pretty low. And then some different sort of symptoms and onsets. So if you have any sort of ulcer, if you get caught, immediately try to check right away. If you had some sort of unexplained weight loss is a big one, even though you feel bloated or full. So it's kind of counteracting, right? So if you feel full or bloated all the time, but you're dramatically losing weight, you probably have some sort of issue. Definitely want to go talk to your primary care physician. Definitely vomiting blood as well.
Definitely, guys. This is also another reason why your yearly or 6-month checkups are key at preventing things like this. You can't treat what you don't know you have. Definitely get checked out.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a couple of good foundations. Once again, this is nostomachforcancer.org. Then we also have the Gastric Cancer Foundation, and they can be found at gastriccancer.org. Both of these foundations do recommend, even if one doctor says you have an issue, always go get a second opinion.
Yes,
always spend the money or use your Obamacare.
That's right. Take that, Obama.
All right. So like I said, we just want to bring all the awareness to men's health this month. That's what we're about, right?
Cool.
So,
hey, thank you. I want to thank you, everyone, for tuning into our episode this evening. You can, if you have any stories that you want to see featured on the show, you can email us at stories@flmantoday.com. Visit us at flmantoday.com. Social media on the big 3, right. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at flmantoday. And the podcast should be on Anchor and all your favorite podcast apps within the next 24 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be up very soon. Make sure you tell all your friends to go listen to it. Download
Tell
it.
Everybody. 5 stars for everything.
Rank it.
Even if you just want to rate what shirt I'm wearing. and how great it is, and how great I sound. Give me
right?
Give me 5 stars.
We want to hear about those little pretty ponies. Give us those 5 stars. We'll make a shirt and we'll send them out your way.
And if you want to see Stubbs drink more IPA beers, give us 5 stars because every beer will be an IPA, double and triple IPA.
All right. Well, once again, thank you so much. We hope you go find your dirty blonde while we enjoy ours. We'll be here next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm Stubbs.
And I'm Corn.
And we'll see you next week. Stay classy,
Stay
Florida.
classy.